Most men think confidence is about having the loudest voice in the room or the most expensive watch on their wrist. They think it's a performance, but here's the cold hard truth. Women don't fall for the performance. They fall for the presence. This means confidence is not something flashy or external, but something deeply internal that is felt rather than seen. There are 3 specific subtle behaviors that high-value, confident men possess. Things that most men completely overlook that act like a magnet for respect and attraction. These behaviors are quiet, grounded, and psychological, rather than loud or attention-seeking. If you feel like you're doing everything right, but still feel invisible, you're likely missing number 2. This is where many men struggle without realizing it. Today, we're stripping away the alpha cliches and diving into the psychological triggers of real masculine confidence. This is about authenticity, emotional control, and inner certainty rather than surface-level dominance. By the end of this video, you won't just know what to do, you'll know how to be. This distinction matters because actions without identity never lasts. Point number 1. The power of intentional silence. The first thing confident men do that women love is mastering intentional silence. Silence is often misunderstood, but when used intentionally, it becomes a powerful signal of self-control. Insecure men feel the need to fill every gap in a conversation. They brag, they over-explain, and they constantly seek validation through words. Why? Because they're afraid of what? You'll think if the room goes quiet, that a truly confident man is comfortable in the stillness. He understands that silence does not mean weakness, it means composure. When he speaks, it has weight. He doesn't interrupt. He listens, not just to hear the words, but to understand the emotion behind them. This level of listening builds connection and trust. When you aren't rushing to speak, you're signaling that you are grounded. You aren't reactive. You are centered and emotionally stable. This creates a safe container for a woman to express herself. It shows you're a leader who processes information before acting rather than reacting impulsively. Next time you're on a date or in a meeting, wait 2 seconds after someone finishes speaking before you respond. This pause demonstrates confidence and patience. Watch how the energy in the room shifts in your favor. Point number 2. Decisiveness without dominance. This is the one most guys get wrong. Many men confuse control with leadership, but they are not the same. Women love a man with a plan, but there's a massive difference between being a leader and being a dictator. Confidence is being able to make a decision without needing a committee to approve it. It is about trusting yourself and standing by your choices. When you ask, "What do you want to eat?" and she says, "I don't know," the unconfident man gets frustrated or keeps asking. The confident man says, "I know a great Italian spot around the corner. Let's go there." He makes the decision calmly and without pressure. It's not about the food. It's about the burden of choice. By being decisive, you are telling her, "I've got this. You can relax." This reduces stress and creates emotional safety. That ability to lead, even in small things, builds a deep level of trust. It shows you're a man who knows his direction in life. It also signals that you are capable of handling bigger decisions when they matter. And there is nothing more attractive than a man on a mission. Point number 3. The ability to be self-amused. Finally, the most magnetic trait of all, self-amusement. This trait shows emotional resilience and inner security. Most men are too stiff. They're so worried about looking cool or tough that they become brittle. When a man is brittle, even small challenges shake him. If they make a mistake, they get embarrassed. If they get teased, they get defensive. That a confident man has a high ego but low attachment to it. He knows who he is, but he is not controlled by it. He can laugh at himself. He doesn't take life or himself too seriously. If he trips, he laughs. If he fails, he learns. He understands. That growth comes from experience, not perfection. When you are self-amused, you show that your self-worth isn't tied to the opinions of others. You are internally validated. You aren't looking to her to tell you you're great. You already know. You're fine even when you're being a bit of a dork. This unshakable vibe is incredibly contagious. It puts people at ease. It makes people want to be in your orbit because you're a source of positive energy, not a drain on it. Gentlemen, none of these things require a six-pack or $1 million. They are available to any man willing to do the inner work. They require a shift in your internal compass. Confidence isn't something you get. It's something you build through small acts of self-respect, repeated daily. Start listening more. Start deciding more. And for heaven's sake, start laughing at yourself more. These habits compound over time and shape how the world responds to you. You have the potential to be the most grounded, attractive version of yourself starting today. This begins the moment you choose responsibility over hesitation. Don't wait for permission. Just lead. If you found this valuable, hit that subscribe button and comment. I am leading below to join our community of men leveling up. English auto-generated. In the next part, we go even deeper into how these traits show up in real life and how you can consciously train them. True confidence is not something that switches on overnight. It is built through repetition and awareness. Every interaction you have is a chance to reinforce or weaken your internal frame. High-value men understand this, which is why they are intentional with their habits, their boundaries, and their energy. They do not chase approval because they are already aligned with who they are and where they are going. This alignment is felt instantly by others, even if they cannot explain it logically. One of the most overlooked aspects of confidence is emotional regulation. A confident man is not emotionless, but he is emotionally disciplined. He does not allow anger, jealousy, or insecurity to dictate his behavior. When something goes wrong, he responds instead of reacts. This calm emotional baseline is deeply attractive because it signals strength under pressure. Women are naturally drawn to men who can remain steady when things are uncertain, because steadiness creates safety. This does not mean suppressing emotions, it means understanding them and choosing how to act despite them. Another critical factor is boundaries. Confident men have clear boundaries and enforce them without aggression. They say no without guilt and yes without resentment. They do not overextend themselves to please others at the cost of their own values. This communicates self-respect, and self-respect teaches others how to treat you. When a man respects his time, energy, and standards, people naturally follow his lead. Boundaries are not walls. They are guidelines that protect your mission and your peace. Confident men also move with purpose. Even when they are unsure, they take action. They understand that clarity comes from movement, not from endless thinking. Indecision kills momentum and erodes self-trust. Every small decision you make and stand by strengthens your identity as a man who leads his own life. This is why decisive action, even when imperfect, is far more powerful than waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. Finally, confidence is reinforced by consistency. Doing what you said you would do builds integrity. Keeping promises to yourself builds inner strength. When your words and actions align, your presence becomes solid. People trust you because you trust yourself. This is the foundation of masculine confidence. It is quiet, grounded, and undeniable. In the next stage of your growth, focus less on impressing and more on embodying. When you become the man you respect, the world responds automatically.